Hey, how's it going, everybody? Finally got a pickups video for you guys after all this time. As it's been gold, which a lot of it was the furnace broke, so I had to get a new furnace for this place, and it wasn't cheap. And also had to wait for them to come and install it a good week, which was during a cold snap. Man, I couldn't stand to be in here. It was just too damn chilly. So I just had a little portable heater stick out in the living room and just camped out in the living room. So, anyways, man, just too much crap going on. And on anything retro, I keep spotting stuff at like my Goodwill store that's retro, but they keep putting these stupidly high prices on it, on systems or games or whatever. The only stuff that's fairly reasonable is just CD based stuff like PS2, Wii, and stuff like that. But anything truly retro, no, even if it's a shit game, it's $5 and up. I can't even hardly call them a thrift store anymore. They're freaking going outright retail prices. Otherwise, what I'm going to show you here, not lately, but back when I got it, when I was trying to find stuff to put towards it as in trade-ins, I got lucky and found some games at Goodwill that I think were all for the Nintendo Wii and stuff I'd never play, but stuff that turned out to be valuable. Just one of them was like a golf game or something, some stupid sports game, and it turned out to be the right one to where it was worth damn near $20. I just can't remember the name of it because I found it and then I took it over there and put it in towards credit. I recently got a PS4, got it back in September for a birthday present, mainly for myself, and then family helped pitch in on some of the money to where it didn't cost me all that much. It was one of the $300 1 terabyte systems, which I am friggin' loving, and gradually building up a decent game collection for it. And then on the VR, I got that for pre-Black Friday when Gamestop started having their sales. I'm not in a very big city here. Kingman's pretty small, so still had to stand for about an hour, which really wiped me the hell out because I have chronic back pain, so it wasn't fun. But once I got home, man, it was worth it. VR is badass. I am trying to get used to it. When it comes to the not so fun parts of VR, it's but didn't do that, but came close. It just goes back. You got to don't give up on it. Just keep playing it, even if it's just short little sessions. Like just do a level at a time, then take a break between each level, and just take off the set and just kick back, and then do the next level. That seems to be doing the trick for me, to where it's getting the brain and everything used to moving around, but not really moving around. Hence nausea. So, anyways, just got a couple games for that, plus the demo disc, and so far, man, I'm just loving it. I've been going through a lot of the demos, man. I'm just loving it. It's fucking badass. Definitely one of the coolest video gaming things I've ever had in my life. Otherwise, start with a pile here. Let's see. This one, I played it all the way through and really liked it. And I haven't done a second playthrough on it, so I don't know if it'll happen again, but I did have a bug show up on this, and I'm thinking the update fixed it. And that's where it literally crashed. I mean, just like it would do on a computer where you get the solid screen with something written on it with a bunch of numbers, like you're supposed to know what the hell they are because we're all freaking rocket scientists, and then just restart the program or whatever. Which that is one thing I really like about the PS4. Any of the games that I have had a problem where it's crashed or just glitched out or whatever, to where it's something that would make your PS3 freeze up. I mean, just outright freeze up. It hasn't done that. It'll freeze up the game, but I can still press the home button, go to the main screen, restart the game, all good. Where damn near every game I ever had a problem with on the PS3, it would outright freeze the system, to where it would do the beep, beep, beep thing and all that shit, to where I'd have to just totally restart the whole system. So they have improved on that. Otherwise, Good game. I loved it. All but for that one little glitch, which only happened the one time, so got lucky. Otherwise, it played beautifully. Just a great game. I do plan on getting the first one on PS4, but I already have it on PS3, so I'll wait till I spot it at a pawn shop or Goodwill or whatever. It'll show up soon enough. This one, I finally played all the way through on easy. And even on easy, it was a little bit of an ass kicker. I mean, I liked the game. And I happen to have the original version of this, or just the first. Yeah, I guess they do call this part 2. Anyways, I've got the original game on one of my old Apple iMacs. It goes back to when we had 486 and 386 computers. I think this came out when they were just starting to introduce the Pentium computers. That was like the top of the line. Anyways, Shadow Warrior. Definitely one worth picking up, and I got this for like $10 at GameStop. Definitely worth it. Still has the humor in it. I'm going to have to hook up one of my old Apples, whatever one has that game on it, and do a playthrough of the original game. Because I'd swear it was funnier. More foul on the kind of humor, or just more juvenile, stupid fart jokes and stuff type humor. This, I feel like they just kind of lamed it out a little bit. Otherwise, it's still there. I think the thing that really got me busted up, and for a PS4 game, graphically, they could have done better on the graphics, but good enough. If you see some rabbits, white, cute little fuzzy rabbits, and they're fucking, they're not supposed to be doing that, man. No. That's a sin, so they should be put to death. So shoot the rabbits, they'll explode because you're shooting at them with a small caliber weapon or whatever, or an arrow. Because that's what happens when you shoot a rabbit with an arrow, they just explode. And if you're lucky, the black rabbit of death metal will appear and start attacking your ass, and it's hysterical, man. It's literally just hunting your ass down to where you're all over the place trying to shoot it because it's just going crazy, jumping at you and shit, like the one in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And once you kill it, you get some kind of a power up. But it's playing friggin' death metal music through the whole scenario. It's just funny. So, other than that, man, liked it. Definitely one worth picking up. Now, this one, I really liked it. And usually on first-person shooters, I will start out on the easiest possible level just so I can get used to all the maps and where stuff is located. So I'm not hunting around while I'm getting my ass kicked on the harder levels trying to find stuff that I need. So I know exactly where everything is, or some of it. Anyways, this one, it was a little bit too easy, especially when I got up to the final boss. Once I figured out where to shoot, too damn easy. Otherwise, good game. Wolfenstein, the Old Blood. Stack these elsewhere. Running out of room. You can start hanging shit from the frickin' ceiling because I'm a hoarder. Alright. This one, I've gotten a little ways into it, and I like it, but it just feels like the same old shit from the last damn game that I had on, I think, Xbox 360. Otherwise, good graphics. The graphics are trippy as hell. It's just, I hate it when you get to a part, and then you got to take out the guy or whatever, and as soon as you try that, not only do you get killed, but they make you appear in the exact spot where you just got killed, so it's over and over. So I got to restart this damn thing. I can't get out of it. It's like I'm just stuck in the area. No matter what direction I run, there's bad guys shooting at me. So I hate that. Otherwise, not bad. It's got Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Day 1 edition. This game, I haven't played it through on the PS4 to see how much they've done to it. I just got it started to make sure everything worked okay. Otherwise, got Dishonored Definitive Edition. And because of PlayStation not having their downloads on for that long is I know this thing's been out for a bit, but they can have it on a little longer. This is the reason why I ended up buying that. And that's where it's weird, and I'll tell you what the weird part is here anyways. I got Dishonored 2 limited edition, and you were supposed to be able to download the original Dishonored for free. Wouldn't let me do it because it was dated. Another thing that you can do on this, you also get a digital Imperial Assassins pack. Same expiration date. That it let me download. Hence, if you get codes for a game you've picked up at a pawn shop or GameStop that's used, try them anyways. Even if it's going back to 2016, try it anyways. I don't understand why that would work, but it wouldn't let me download the full game. Otherwise, I'm up to the part as I'm playing as him again, to where I'm fighting the witch chick or whatever. I just haven't beat her yet, so I don't know what happens after that. And then I'll try playing as the girl, as it's supposed to be different weapons and whatnot, and I guess a different story or scenarios or whatever, man. Find out soon enough. Otherwise, great game. This, I like it and I don't like it. Or maybe it's because I'm a believer in Murphy's Law and that motherfucker follows me everywhere daily. It seems every time I have a major boss in this or some major thing that I gotta kill, just a bunch of monsters coming at me, is when I ran out of freaking ammo or just outright weapons. And it pisses me off. It's always when I'm in a place where I gotta do a whole bunch of backtracking to get to where I can find more weapons. Otherwise, trippy game. Prey. It's worth picking up. I've gotten a little ways into it. This game, I'm thinking the patch, the last one, might have fixed the problem because it really pissed me off when it happened. It's like, oh, all this time and you guys still haven't fixed it. Otherwise, I love it. Fallout 4. And, oh God, I can't remember. I think I'm to the point to where I'm following my dog to the radioactive area. As I've been kind of just jumping around doing a lot of the oddball stuff instead of just sticking to the main story. Otherwise, on the screw up, same goddamn glitch that got me really disgusted with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, where you'd be going into a building or whatever, where it does this automatic save, and the son of a bitch would freeze, hence having to restart my goddamn PS3. And a lot of times, I'm thinking with Vegas, not only would it freeze, it would screw up the save file and corrupt it to where if I hadn't been saving and saving and saving, it would send me way back to a previous save. Which on me, I try and do the rewrite thing, so I'm not going through a whole freaking list of saves. Otherwise, great game. I haven't had that happen again since doing the last update. And I was one of them that was thinking of getting Fallout 76, but on all the stuff I'm hearing on it, I'll wait till I find it for cheap. I figure once it pisses off enough people, I'll find it in my pawn shop soon enough for like $10. But no, I'm going to pay full price. I seldom ever pay full price for games anymore. My pawn shops, $10, no matter what. It could be Fallout 76. And it came out like recently, brand new, sealed up in the store. It's going to be $10. Hence, don't sell your damn games to the pawn shop if you're looking to get a lot of money. Now this, got a little ways into it. I can't really say how far. Kind of just lost interest as I gained interest on another game that it's had me hooked for quite a bit. That's a real ass kicker, but I love it. Anyways, got Killzone Shadowfall. And then this is one to where, even that it's just the second one and then the pre-sequel, It's nice to have it on PS4. Borderlands Handsome Collection, definitely worth picking up. And then this, oh man, these games are so freaking long. I can't really say how far I've gotten into it. I got to playing it for a bit, and then I said I got into another game, so I'll have to get back into it. Otherwise, pretty damn good game. Dark Souls 3. This game, I'm getting ready to play it on harder mode. So I played through it on easy and just, damn, I freaking love this game. Everything about it, man, I love this game. Just the gore, the music, man, everything. They did so good as far as I'm concerned on this game. Anyways, Doom. Just badass. This one, kind of like Fallout 4, I've been doing all the little extra quest type things, helping people out instead of really sticking to the main story, just to expand it. And I'm not a real big fan of zombie games. I'm sick of this whole zombie genre. It's turned into a major fad, and it's just, I hate it when that happens. So I used to be in all the zombie stuff like Romero and whatnot. And just, yeah. Otherwise, this is one of the better ones. Dying Light. So can't really say how far I've gotten into it, other than it is a freaking ass kicker. And I don't, depending on the person, it's like if you play when it's nighttime, it's more run away, run away, run away. Because man, there's some of them that will just hunt your ass down until daylight. So pretty cool. And I do like how they've done some of the zombies where they almost got that Resident Evil effect where they're mutating, so it's cool. This is another PS4 redo. It's Metro Redux. We get Metro 2033 and then Metro Last Light. I started playing Metro 2033 and it looks really good on the PS4. Last Light I haven't tried yet. I want to get through 2033 and then I'll go to the second one. So it can just be back to back. Otherwise, nice. Oh, and something I forgot for anybody that hasn't got a PS4 yet. All these remakes for the PS4 have all the download content. Anything that came out for it, it seems they have it. So you're getting a whole bunch of extra stuff. Especially with, Borderlands. There was more bonus content, at least on Borderlands 2, than I had on the one that I had for PS3 or whatever. Like all the holiday type stuff. There's a Christmas one, there's a Halloween one, and I think one other that wasn't on my original disc. So more stuff with better graphics. Same thing on this. All the DLC content. And this, started playing the first one and started playing the third one, and they look really nice on the PS4 as far as I'm concerned. It's BioShock Collection. This game, I fucking love it. But man, it is tedious as hell trying to get your character built up enough to where you can start kicking ass instead of being a freaking chew toy. I've only started to get into different stages or locations or whatever. But man, it took a long time to get up to that point because I just kept getting my ass kicked over and over again to where it was just starting to get annoying. But man, I love the graphics, the style of the gameplay. It's just gory as hell. The creatures look good in it. It reminds me of like, what's the ones that I've got the original games. Why is my brain not working? I hate that. Got it right at the tip of the brainstem, but it refuses to come out. It wants to hide in the darkness. I've got the original one on PlayStation and N64, and then I've got the next version of it on my Sega Dreamcast. Nightmare Creatures reminds me of the Nightmare Creatures games, if better graphics and just on steroids. I say, man, it's an ass kicker. Anyways, Bloodborne. Definitely one worth picking up. Okay, now for the VR stuff. Anyways, this comes with it for free. And because I got the newer VR, this is a Demo Disc 2.0. I recommend downloading the first one if you have high speed internet and enough in your data plan where you can do it. It's damn near a 50 gig file to download. I definitely recommend downloading the original disc from PlayStation, as it's got a few different games on it to check out that are good. Otherwise, there's some nice ones on this. Some of them I couldn't play because I don't have the Move controllers. I sold mine to Gamestop. They're worth a decent amount of credit, and the ones I had, man, I got them when they came out, so they've been sitting around for quite a few years now, and I want fresh ones, which I'm assuming the newer ones, being that they've changed them up a little bit, probably have better batteries in them for the rechargeable part. I'm hoping. So I'll wait till I find some of the newer ones at the pawn shops. Otherwise, this has Battlezone, which that is definitely a game I want to get. I'm a big fan of the original Disney Tron and the newer movie. And man, it made me feel like I was in one of those tanks in the movie. The graphics are just friggin' trippy. You're looking around, big neon looking skyscrapers and stuff, just trippy. I love how a lot of the explosions are polygon style, so it's kind of old school and new school mixed together on the graphics. They did a good job on it. Right off the bat, every demo I've tried where you're in a driver's seat or just some kind of a cockpit, tank, car, mech, whatever, bad ass. I mean, it definitely makes you feel like you're there. I love just, you're sitting there with stuff shooting at you and you're too busy just looking around, just tripping out because you can just look at everything. The only thing that just takes away the VR experience is every time I look down, it's like, okay, do I have cancer and do I need to see the doctor because fatness gone? It's always some anorexic dude or whatever, but otherwise, man, cool. You look down and you're looking at feet. And another thing that I'm going to bring up, I don't like the whole cut off hands thing in the VR where they're flying around to grab stuff. That kills it for me. I like it when it's attached so you can see the arm going in and out. To me, that's realism there. I don't know who came up with the whole detached arm or hand or whatever thing. It just do away with it. Hence Doom, which I'm going to show next. Otherwise, I say Battlezone, good game. Dino Frontier, I haven't played yet. I'm thinking that might have been one where I have to have the controllers. Eve Valkyrie, that's definitely one I want to pick up. It's just looks like space type shooter where you're in the cockpit of a spaceship, man. It's just badass. It's beautiful scenery. I want to say, just looking around, just tripping out because it's so friggin' cool. Fantastic Contraption, I didn't even bother. Job Simulator, I want to play it, but you got to have those controllers. Moss is the reason why when I was standing in line, I was so happy that he said, okay, I think I have one of the Doom ones if you want it on the bundles. I got the last one in my store, and he was nice enough. I'll have it at the counter for you. So I got lucky because I've already been playing Moss in live action, hence some of the other reason I haven't done a video. My cat is a lazy ass piece of shit, including 6 out of whatever. I don't know how many strays I got because there might be the ones that I don't see, but I got 7 cats to deal with now. Only one of them is a hunter. The other ones are either fat and lazy or just only play with it if it runs across their feet. Oh, a new toy. SWAT. No, fuck that toy. I didn't want it in the first place. My other cat, coffee cup, smaller one, had the mouse inside of it. Took it out. She literally slammed her head into the coffee cup so hard that she picked it up with her head, took off like a bat out of hell. Cup falls on the ground. Mouse was in her mouth. Gone. Hence, I got 2 cats that were feral. Oh, God damn it. Now woke up BB-8. God damn it. Ah. What did I do to upset you? Whatever. Okay, now you're not going to say anything. Whatever, you little bastard. Next thing I'm going to show you guys. Found some cool stuff at Ross. Alright. So anyways, Moss, Interactive Rodents, Res Infinite. If you don't have VR, just drop some acid. It's a trippy game. It is just like the original Res in the style of the one that was for a Dreamcast. Just VR style, man. You're looking around. It's trippy. Let's see. Star Child. I don't remember playing it. That could be one where you got to have the controllers. Persistence. Played a little bit of it. And it was like right after I got it, that one started giving me some of the motion sickness until I realized I can smooth out the movement. That whole skip thing, that doesn't help me, man. If it's just smooth, and I recommend don't just sit there like this, move with it. If you're moving around like a little kid acting like you're actually dodging shit, it helps on the motion sickness. It just tricks your brain that you're actually doing something. When you're sitting stationary, that seems to really hit me harder, to where it just makes me feel nauseous sick. Otherwise, it looked like a pretty good game. Thumper, simplistic, but man, trippy as hell. That one, for some, it reminds me of Lawnmower Man. Same thing with Rez. It just reminds me of Lawnmower Man on how they did the graphics with them flying around. But this one, it's kind of like you got a Hot Wheels track, and you're the Scarab, and you're going down the track, and there'll be these lit up squares, and you gotta hit your button right as it's going after the square, and those are the power ups for the weapon. And then the final hit launches off this blast of energy towards whatever that you got to blow up to get to the next level. But you got all this trippy stuff going in the background, man. The visuals on it are just really trippy for a simplistic game. Tiny Tracks, that one I didn't mess with. Raw Data, I think that's one where I needed to have a special controller. I don't remember playing it. And then I think the same problem with the Star Blood Arena. You had to have something extra. Otherwise, on disc 1, God, I can't remember the name of the game. It's one of the horror ones. Every horror game that I have checked out on this, demo-wise, whatever, damn. It's like Sony built the thing to scare the living shit out of their customers, and it works, man. Definitely works. Either through just scaring you or just the gross out factor. But it's the one where you're on like a roller coaster ride and everything's just going on around you that's just nasty, like saws coming down, pig corpses that are coming to life and snorting at you, man. Just cool. It's pretty simplistic on how you do it because it's just like a railgun type shooter where you're stationary but you're still moving around to shoot stuff. So it's like a moving shooting gallery, but it's fun. They did such a good job on it. And there was another one that I can't remember the name of it, to where the demo you're in a subway area in the tunnels and stuff. And it's like you're in another alternate reality or dimension or whatever. And there's one part, man, where you're looking down the subway and everything starts twisting and changing, like it's reshaping itself. And that was just trippy as hell. on other games. Let's see. I just can't remember. It's one of those things to where if you don't have much space on your system, download the thing first, pick out the demos you like, and then a lot of them I noticed you can just get that specific game so you don't have the big files. So now that I've downloaded and updated all this shit, since I got a terabyte system, I'm down to like 100 gigs now, so I got to start deleting stuff. So anyways, Doom VFR. This definitely told me I'm starting to get used to it. Because when I first started playing, I did good to make it through one stage. And then I'd have to take the thing off and just take a break because I'd start feeling nauseous. And this is something where I definitely got a question for you guys that have the Move controllers. When you're playing this game with the Move controllers, does it have that Funhouse kind of sway stuff? Like the room kind of rocks back and forth as you're running around? Because one of the levels, it didn't load right. Like it thought I had those controllers or something else, as I'm just using the standard PS4 controller, and all the other levels flat. But all of a sudden it's like I'd go to move left or move right, and it was like I'd be like this, and the screen would be tilting the opposite. And man, you talk about motion sickness, it was like instantaneous. I just started feeling sick to my stomach and had to stop. And the way I got out of it, I just restarted that level, and it took care of the problem. It was all normal again. But the last time I played this, since I finally beat it, I think the last 3 stages, I was able to just blaze through it. But it was like I was telling you, man, just move around with it. Don't just sit stationary. Move around so your body actually feels like it's doing something. Because I think that's some of the cure for that problem. Hopefully they will make it better. As some of it, I think, is my glasses. I got to keep them on when I have the VR on, and I think that adds to some of that just little bit of a blurriness, which also go through the settings and do all the stuff with your eyes and holding up the thing and whatnot. It does help. But I think that kind of adds to the nausea for me. As man, with it all the way up to my face, it's just enough to see it good. I mean, I literally have to have it right up against my face. So it could be I'm getting some back reflection on my glasses to where it's just screwing with me a little more. Otherwise, other than it seeming kind of short, I think it had like 8 or 9 stages on this, which compared to the regular game didn't seem to be that much. They just didn't feel very long. But I say, man, when you're taking all the breaks, that makes it feel longer. I'm thinking if they had it the same length as the other one, yeah, you might beat the game, and you might also fill up a few buckets full of vomit. Otherwise, damn, I'm glad I got this version of it for the VR set. I haven't tried playing the mouse one, but I'll definitely try playing it, man. It's just been having a mouse problem. It's been bad, man. I think they're coming in from the cold weather. We seem to get this every winter. They're coming in for the heat. And my indoor cat just doesn't care anymore. She used to catch him, and now it's like trap everywhere. And I'm a nice guy. I love animals, so I get the catch and release traps so I can take them outside in the nature and release the cute little mousie into Susie's belly. So at least they were free for about 1/5 of a second, depending on how close she is to me when I release it. Because, man, them feral cats just boom. It's crazy, man. She is fast as hell. Got them tamed down, but they're still feral. You tell every time they hunt. It's funny. Only time I stayed outside in the cold is the last mouse I caught. I got one cat that's a gelatinous fat fuck. His name's Kitty Cream. And mouse was sitting right in front of him. And he only moved if the mouse moved. Like, look, gonna go left? Yeah, I can do that. Or lean to the left. And then the mouse got behind him, man. And it was like if you grab a Jell-O mold and just twist it really fast, and you get that spin type wrap in it, like Stimpy, That was basically Kitty Cream. It was sad but funny. I love seeing fat cats chase stuff, man. It's just so freaking sad yet funny as hell. This game, on the scare level, it's just been stupid stuff that scared me or just made me jump. Otherwise, I put this on to escape. Nope, I'm still in Arizona. Anyway, it's got Resident Evil Biohazard. Otherwise, man, fucking awesome. I can see why so many people give this game a ton of credit, man. It is fucking awesome. I only got the regular version of it because I got lucky and found this brand spanking new at one of my pawn shops for $10. If I find the one with all the extra stuff, I'll probably grab it too, just to have all the DLC, but just damn. I'm almost up to the part to where I think it's where you got the crazy old grandma chasing you. I can't remember what her name is. I'm pretty sure I've seen her at my local Walmart or possibly at Goodwill during Saturday's Hoarder Day. Don't know. They just look like locals to me. Fuck, I hate where I live sometimes, man. I'm surrounded by those kind of people. They just don't eat people. But they look like they probably eat people and probably collect chainsaws. Otherwise, oh, this is a must-have. Like I say, I think they built the thing to scare the shit out of their customers. Alright, this one, I'm hoping like hell that I will find it at one of my pawn shops so I don't even have to spend GameStop's used price, which is pretty high for it, which happens to be the gun controller that they've made for PSVR, because this feels like you definitely need it, man. It was driving me nuts. Anytime I'd get a whole bunch of them coming at me, it was driving me nuts, man. I'd move around and the controller would get all screwy, like it wasn't tracking it good. Hence just the one light. Otherwise, really trippy game. And I haven't played it long enough to find the people. I'm just starting the hunt for them. So I'm on the planet, and it's just trippy, man. It's one where you're just looking around in awe. Anyways, Farpoint. In fact, the first part of it, where you're on the ship, getting ready to save them or try and save them when they're on the tethers and there's the anomaly going on in the background, that's just trippy. God damn, man. This is the one good thing that's happened to me this month, man, because I haven't felt good. My mom, that she lives with me, we take care of each other, man. We're both in bad shape. You talk about scaring the shit out of yourself. And I guess this is something that happens to people, but more so if you're old. She's 85, but it's leaning over she was, our fridge leaks are bit. It's not defrosting right, so sometimes we'll have a puddle of water in the bottom of the fridge. So I think she was just wiping that out and had a bunch of blood vessels or so burst right behind her retina and one of her eyes, to where it was like somebody threw sand in your face and it stayed there. It scared the shit out of her. She thought she was going blind or something, or had a stroke or something, because you get the usual floaters. I get that, especially with my photophobia. If I'm outside, even with my sunglasses on too long in bright sunlight, I'll get the floaters because it's just too intense for my eyes. It's like, get those floaters and color them all black. I mean, she had the squiggly lines, and it would be like a squiggly line, hence the bad vein, and then a little dot at each end where it burst, and then just little spots all over, which is probably all the little blood droplets floating around behind the cornea. But it's crazy how it can mess with you. It was making her just want to sleep all day because of the strain of not being able to see good. And what they finally did, fortunately, or not fortunately, because if they did it to me, it's like, dude, knock me out or I will knock you the frickin' hell out. She got not a shot in her eyeball, hence knocking out. I would have just floored the son of a bitch. Because just the thought of a needle to the eye, no. Show me a naked picture of Roseanne Barr or B. Arthur, man. No needles to the eye. Anyways, it was like show you here. It was about one here. They were going around the circumference of her eye socket, and I think it was like 2 or 3 shots at most. But it's clearing it up. Because, man, it was bad. It could have been something to where if she hadn't done nothing about it immediately, she could have gone blind because it was getting too close to a bad area. To where if it hit that area, guy would have said you either would have lost your vision or enough of it to where that eye would just be useless. So that's been my last 2 months. That and a lot of chronic pain, as I'm the one that does all the driving for both of us, which I'm thankful to that, man. If my dad was her age, he'd probably still be trying to drive, even that he was having constant little mini strokes and couldn't see worth a shit, but you ain't gonna get me out of the car. So, all I can say is that's why I stay off the sidewalks. We got a lot of them here in my area, especially now they're doing road work. It's freaking scary. They used to blame it on the student drivers. No, it's the senior drivers that are either going too slow or they can't see for shit, so they're all over the road. Something where they got to change some laws, man. Make it safer. Well, there's my rant. Otherwise, man, I'm loving this system. So if there's any games you guys would recommend for the PS4 that I haven't tried, I thank you for that. Anything on the PSVR for tips and stuff, especially on the whole nausea thing that might help. And so I've done everything that I've pretty much seen so far, as in the adjustments and whatnot. I really can't think of anything else to do other than if you're in the roller coaster, act like you're in the roller coaster. Make sure all your curtains are open so the neighbors can see you. So that might actually help, man. You won't have anybody coming over to visit that you don't want because they'll think that you're a freaking crackhead or some shit because why is he moving around in his chair and there's nothing there? Dragons! Whatever. Have a good one, everybody.